What are the most unreliable car brands that you can buy? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. In a recent video, I went through the top 8 car brands in terms of reliability, according to the Consumer Reports annual reliability study. Now for this video, I'm going to go to the opposite end of the list and look at the top 8 worst rated car brands for reliability, according to the Consumer Reports study. So if you're buying a new car and want to avoid expensive repair bills and ongoing problems, then these are the top 8 car brands that you should probably avoid. Let's start with the 8th most unreliable car brand from the list, which is Ram. Even though Ram is one of the best-selling truck brands in North America, they're definitely not the safest brand to go with if you're looking for the best reliability in a pickup truck. There isn't a single model year of the Ram 1500 that's recommended by Consumer Reports. The problems with these trucks can range anywhere from electrical issues to fuel system issues to even severe problems with the engines and transmissions. If you're thinking of buying one of these trucks, the one to avoid the most is any truck with the 3-liter eco-diesel engine. This engine is known for a wide range of problems, including total engine failure and even engine fires as part of a very serious safety recall. The safer versions to go with are the heavy duties with the Cummins diesel or the 1500s with the 5.7 Hemi V8. In any case though, if you're looking for a reliable, long-lasting truck that's not going to give you a lot of expensive repair bills, then your best option is just to buy something else instead. Moving on to the 7th most unreliable car brand from the list, GMC. General Motors seems to be one of those brands where you can find plenty of happy owners that have had a great ownership experience, but you can also find just as many, if not more, unhappy owners that have had non-stop problems, expensive repairs, and would never dream of buying another one again. The company is known to have some serious reliability issues with their SUVs and trucks, including the Terrain, Acadia, and even the Sierra 1500. Both the Terrain and Acadia have long been known for some pretty serious engine and transmission problems, which can make them a nightmare to own. And even the GMC Sierra 1500, which at one point used to be a fairly reliable truck, is now known for some pretty serious reliability issues, especially with the Ecotec 3 generation V8 engines. The V8 engines in GM's trucks can have all kinds of issues, including with their fuel injectors, carbon buildup, bent push rods, and even collapsed lifters, which could lead to the need for a total top engine replacement. So if you're looking for strong long-term reliability, then GMC is a brand that you should probably avoid. Moving on to number 6 on the list, Mercedes-Benz. European luxury car brands are often known for their below-average reliability and very expensive repair costs, and Mercedes-Benz is definitely no exception to that. These are very complicated, technologically advanced cars, and they have a lot of potential things that could go wrong with them over time. Most of the problems with these cars tend to be electronics, but they can also have problems with their engines as well. And you can bet that anytime something goes wrong with a Mercedes, it's going to be very expensive to repair, easily 4 figures or more. The most unreliable model in the lineup, according to the study, is the Mercedes GLE SUV, but really a lot of these issues could apply to any Mercedes model. Now, luxury car brands are not the only European brands that can have expensive reliability issues, and number 5 on the list is proof of that, which is Volkswagen. The reality is that most European car brands just don't have a good reputation for long-term reliability in North America. Volkswagens can be pretty reliable cars under the warranty period for the first 4 to 5 years, but beyond that point, they can get very expensive to repair. The most serious problems with Volkswagens typically involve the electronics, transmissions, and even the engines. And according to the study, the most unreliable model that Volkswagen makes is the Tiguan SUV. Now these are pretty safe cars to buy for a 3 to 4 year lease under the warranty period, but think twice about keeping them any longer than that because they could lead to some very expensive reliability issues. So if your goal is to buy a car to hold on to for the long term, then you're much better off buying one of the more reliable car brands, such as Toyota or Mazda. Let's move on to number 4 on the Consumer Reports list, which is Genesis. Now Genesis is a pretty interesting one to see on this list because most of their lineup is fairly new, and they've had a bunch of new models hit the market only in the last couple of years. Typically when a car brand rolls out brand new models, especially one after another like Genesis has been doing, it's pretty common to see early quality control and teething issues, which can lead to problems down the road. I expect that once Genesis has had more time to establish itself and sort out these early teething issues, their quality is probably going to improve and they're going to move further up this list. In the meantime though, if you're looking for a luxury car brand with an established reputation for long-term reliability, then the safest choice is to buy something else instead, like a Lexus or an Acura. Moving on to number 3 on the list, which is Jeep. Jeep is another one of those brands that has a pretty troubled reputation when it comes to the reliability of their cars. The company has never really been well known for having top-notch long-term reliability, and they can experience all kinds of issues, including with their engines, transmissions, suspension components, and even the electronics. There isn't really any model in the Jeep lineup that escapes these issues. All of them can be problematic in their own way, including the Wrangler, the Cherokee, the Compass, or the Grand Cherokee too. Even though it might not be the most reliable vehicle, the one thing the Jeep Wrangler has going for it, because of its strong popularity, is very high resale value, so at least there's that. Another car brand, which unfortunately is not known for its reliability across its lineup, is number 2 on this list, which is Tesla. It probably won't surprise too many to see Tesla make this list, because the company has long struggled with quality control issues across its lineup. Because the company is relatively new and hasn't figured out manufacturing as well as other car brands, they could experience all kinds of issues that you might not expect to see. The issues are typically related to the build quality of the interior and exterior, but they can also have electronic issues too. The good news though is that most of the common problems seem to be fairly minor, and most of the major hardware on Teslas, including the electric motors and battery packs, seem to be very durable and long-lasting. The models that seem to have the most problems, according to the Consumer Reports study, are the SUVs like the Tesla Model Y and the Model X. Now, if you're a major Tesla fan, you're probably not going to be bothered by this information because owner satisfaction for Teslas is very high. But even so, if you're looking for an electric vehicle and just want a safe, reliable choice that's not going to give you issues, you're probably better off buying something else instead. And finally, we come to number 1 on the list for the most unreliable car brand, which is Lincoln. Yes, Lincoln has made the number 1 spot on the Consumer Reports list for the most unreliable car brand that you can buy. The reasons for this has to do with a range of issues. Like Genesis, Lincoln has been introducing a completely brand new lineup of all new SUVs that have had all kinds of early quality control issues. But on top of the early teething issues, which are pretty common with a lot of car brands that introduce brand new models, Lincoln has had all kinds of other reliability issues too. Their SUVs are known for all kinds of electronic problems, transmission issues, and problems with the EcoBoost turbocharged engines, which are also shared with various Ford models. It seems that if you want a reliable, long-lasting SUV, Lincoln is not the safest choice to go with, at least not until they sort out a lot of these early quality control issues. Even though these were the most unreliable car brands from the Consumer Reports list, there were other car brands that were ranked fairly low as well. Other notable mentions for low reliability from the Consumer Reports list include Ford, Chevrolet, BMW, Volvo, and Audi. There's some pretty important takeaways from this information. One of those is that most European car brands don't rank very well for long-term reliability in North America. They tend to be pretty problematic and expensive to repair. Another is that it's best to avoid cars with brand new, untested, complicated technology or completely redesigned models that have not had a lot of time to sort out their early quality control issues. The safest, most reliable choice of car is always one that has been on the market for several years, that has built an established reputation for quality and longevity. And if you want to know which ones those are, well, make sure to watch the other videos on my channel. So there you have it, the Consumer Reports list of the most unreliable car brands. Let me know what you thought of the car brands on this list. Would you still consider buying any one of them, or would you buy a more reliable car brand instead? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also take a look at some of my other car videos by checking out these links over here. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to check out carhelpcanada.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.